The Water Margin, Chapter 7.
So Lu Shen, he's just arrived at this vegetable garden. It's near the Swanzhou Gate.
And this garden, it turns out, it's basically turf, controlled by a local gang.
Yeah, the source calls them scoundrels vagrants. Maybe 30 or 40 of them, living off gambling, begging, that sort of thing.
And they see this big tattooed monk arrive.
And think, okay, new target. Their leaders even have these great nicknames.
Oh, yeah.
Rat crossing the street, Zhang San, and grass snake Li Si. Classic.
Love it. So they approach him, pretending to be respectful.
Right, pretending to pay respects, but the text is clear. They intend to ambush him, tackle him. The phrase is Ya Dian Sin.
They want to rough him up, show him who's boss.
Exactly, put him in his place.
But Lu Shen, he's not having any of it, is he?
Not for a second. He sees right through their little act, instantly.
So as they make their move.
Bam. He just reacts. 2 kicks, super fast. Li Si goes down first.
And then Zhang San.
And not just down onto the dirt. Oh no.
Where do they end up?
Straight into the deepest, filthiest part of the garden. The manure pit. The Fin Jiao.
Oh, wow. Okay, so this is deliberate, right? The author chose the manure pit.
Absolutely deliberate. It's not just a ditch. It's deep. It's foul. It's maximum humiliation.
It drags these bullies down literally into the muck, shows their true level.
Precisely. And the description when they climb out.
I bet it's vivid.
Oh, yeah. Covered head to toe in, well, you know. Yichon Cha. Foul-smelling excrement. And the source even adds, maggots swirling in their hair.
Okay. It's memorable. Effective, though.
Totally effective. They're instantly broken. No more fight left in them, just begging for mercy.
His point is made loud and clear. No fight needed after that.
It's pure dominance display. So after they've cleaned themselves up, presumably.
They finally ask who this guy is.
Exactly. And this is where Lu Shen gives us his backstory, the bit that really defines him as this anti-hero figure.
What does he say?
He reveals he wasn't always a monk. He was actually a supervisor, or Marshal Tiqiaguan, high-ranking military guy back in Yan'an Prefecture.
Okay, so an official background. Why the robes, then?
Well, here's the kicker. He says, pretty bluntly, it's because he killed too many people. Junwei sha de rendush.
Wow. Okay, so he's not a monk out of piety. He's basically in exile because of his violence.
Exactly. He's too dangerous, too lethal for the normal military structure. The monk thing is almost a cover.
And does he back this up?
Immediately. He scoffs at the idea of these 30 guys being a threat. Boasts he could take on 1,000 armies by himself.
He's establishing his credentials right there. Lethal force is his calling card.
And the result, total shift in power.
The rogues are completely won over. Or just scared.
Maybe a bit of both, but they're definitely subdued. They stop seeing him as prey and start seeing him as, well, their boss, their protector.
So they start serving him.
Yep. Bringing him wine and meat every day. He used overwhelming, frankly disgusting force, and it worked perfectly.
That's quite the introduction. Fear established.
Right. But the next incident,
Right.
that's what really cements his status with him. It moves beyond just fear.
Okay, what happens next?
So a few days later, Lu Shen throws a feast for his new followers. They're all drinking.
Where's this happening?
Under a big green willow tree in the garden. But there's a problem.
What's that?
A crow's nest up in the tree. The birds are making a racket, bothering everyone.
Okay, a minor annoyance.
So someone suggests, the normal thing, get a ladder, climb up, take the nest down. Lu Zixi even offers to climb. Institutional solution, right?
Makes sense.
But Lu Shen, he's had some wine, he's feeling good. And he's not really one for ladders and fiddly solutions, is he?
Doesn't seem like his style.
No. He decides he'll sort it out himself. Dramatically.
Wow.
Takes off his monk's robe, his yizush, gets ready. The text even describes his stance.
Oh, yeah. Like technically.
Yeah, it's specific. Right hand low on the trunk, left hand higher up, and then he uses his waist. A powerful thrust. Big Yao Ji-chen.
A thrust at the tree. What's he trying to do?
Not just shake it, not break a branch. He puts his back into it and he pulls the entire tree out of the ground. Roots and all. Xiang na zu, lung yang shu tai gun ba qiu.
Uproots the whole willow tree. Just like that.
Just like that. Lifts it clean up.
Okay, that's not normal strength.
Exactly. That's the point. This moves him beyond just tough guy. This is borderline supernatural.
How do the rogues react to that?
They don't just cheer. They literally fall to their knees instantly.
On their knees.
Yep. They start calling him a true arhat.
Wow.
A zon luhan, a Buddhist saint or protector figure.
So they see it as divine power.
They say flat out nobody could do that without the strength of 10,000 caddies. It's impossible for a normal human. He's become legendary in their eyes.
Wow. What a contrast. First, the manure pit, total degradation.
Grounding him in filth and violence.
And then this feat of impossible strength, elevating him to something almost holy.
It's brilliant character work, isn't it? He's both the base, brutal anti-hero and the divinely strong protector, all in one package.
So Liu Zixin is established. Raw power, violent past, anti-authority, now seen as almost superhuman.
Got it in one.
Yeah.
And right after solidifying that image, the narrative pivots very smoothly.
It introduces the other main character from the chapter title, Lin Chong.
Exactly. And the contrast couldn't be sharper.
How does he come into the picture?
Well, a few days after the tree incident, Liu Zixin is throwing another feast. A big one this time. Pork, mutton, barrels of wine, thanking the rogues.
They're his crew now.
Totally devoted. And they ask him, hey, show us your weapon. They want to see more of his martial skill.
Does he oblige?
Oh, yeah. He goes and gets his monk's staff. And again, the details matter.
What's it like?
It's solid iron. Hun Ti Chanzan, 5 feet long. And it weighs 62 jin.
62 caddies.
Yeah.
That's what, over 80 pounds?
Something like that, yeah. Close to 83 pounds. An incredibly heavy weapon.
And the rogues are amazed, I assume.
Astonished. But Liu Zixin just picks it up and starts demonstrating, wielding it like it's nothing. Smoothly, fluidly.
Impressive.
And while he's doing this whole demonstration, someone's watching.
Ooh.
A military officer, peeking through a gap in the garden wall. And he actually shouts out praise for Liu Zixin's skill.
Ah, so this is Lin Chong.
This is Lin Chong.
Yeah.
And his description, it's the polar opposite of the rough, tough monk.
Tell me about it. What does he look like?
The text gives us this iconic description. Leopard head, round eyes, swallow-throated tiger beard. Bao tu han inam yan han, hanchu.
Sounds imposing.
He is. 8 feet tall, maybe mid-30s. And his clothes. Pure establishment.
Like what?
Green silk embroidered battle robe, fancy gauze cap, silver belt. He's even carrying a high-class paper fan from West Sichuan. Everything about him says imperial officer. Polished, respected.
And his actual job, his title.
This is key. He's the Jiaotou, the instructor of the infantry 1,000 Imperial Guards, by Shi Wanjin Jun Kan Bangzhou.
Instructor for the Imperial Guards. That's a big deal, right?
Huge deal.
Yeah.
You don't get that job unless you're highly skilled, trusted, politically reliable. You're training the emperor's own troops. He's the embodiment of the military system, of order.
So completely different world from Liu Zixin.
Totally. But what happens next is fascinating. Lin Chong hawks over the wall.
Yeah, and confronts Liu Zixin.
No, shows immediate respect for his martial arts. And then Liu Zixin mentions he knew Lin Chong's father, Lin Tixia.
Ah, a connection.
A connection. And Lin Chong, recognizing this link and impressed by this skill, he doesn't hesitate. He immediately proposes they become sworn brothers.
Just like that. The top Imperial Guard instructor and the exiled killer monk.
Just like that. Lin Chong makes Liu Zixin his elder sworn brother. It's this instant, deep bond based on shared martial values cutting across their vastly different social positions. It's electric.
Wow. So they hit it off immediately.
Instantly. But the author gives us this moment of connection, this potential alliance, and then immediately throws a wrench in the works. Lin Chong explains why he's even in the area. He's supposed to be at the nearby Yu Temple.
Doing what?
His wife, Su Jing, he calls her, is there fulfilling a vow, a religious duty, Quan Shang Yuan.
So he stepped away from that to watch Liu Zixin and socialize.
Seems like it. Maybe a small hint that he's letting his guard down, prioritizing martial arts camaraderie over, say, his family duty right at that moment.
And that has consequences.
Immediate consequences. Just as they're settling down to have a drink together, celebrating this new brotherhood, chaos erupts.
What happens?
Lin Chong's maid, Jinner, comes running in, panicked, face flushed. Clearly something's wrong.
What did she say?
She bursts out that Lin Chong's wife has been accosted, stopped, or maybe argued with the word is heck, by some treacherous and impatient person. Jianza Buji De.
Where did this happen?
At the Five Peaks Tower, which is part of the temple complex. The implication is serious. This isn't just some random encounter.
So Lin Chong has to deal with it.
Instantly. He doesn't even ask for details about who it is. The news about his wife is enough. He apologizes to Liu Zixin, promises to come back, and just bolts, rushes off to handle the crisis.
And that's where the introduction phase ends, right? With this sudden emergency.
Precisely. The Brotherhood is formed, And immediately an external threat targets Lin Chong's family, pulling him away. It sets up the whole next stage of the plot.
And it connects back to the chapter title too, doesn't it? The second part.
Exactly. Leopardhead mistakenly enters the White Tiger Hall. The incident with his wife happens at the Five Peaks Tower.
But the title points towards the White Tiger Hall. Why is that significant?
The White Tiger Hall is usually a place for military assemblies, official business, sometimes even trials. It strongly suggests this personal incident, this harassment of his wife,
Is going to escalate, become something official, political.
yes. It's foreshadowing that this isn't just about a random creep. It's likely a setup, a political trap aimed squarely at Lin Chong himself. His status makes him a target.
So the very thing that makes him seem secure, his high rank, actually makes him vulnerable.
That's the irony the author sets up. Lin Chong's institutional position is a liability in the corrupt capital. It's a stark contrast to Liu Zhishen, whose raw, almost anarchic power. The power to uproot a tree makes him kind of immune to these political games.
Marshal Gao, or Gao Taiwei, why is he so powerful? What allows his son, adopted son, to basically run wild in the capital, the Jingxi?
Okay, so Gao Taiwei holds a very high military rank, huge influence. And when he got that power, there was pressure, to secure his position, maybe build a legacy fast. That's where Gao Yane comes in. He wasn't the marshal's biological son, actually, the son of his uncle, Shubo Dixiang. But he gets adopted, becomes the Mingling Zi, basically, to help out, to solidify the marshal's power base.
So less a beloved son and more like a strategic piece on the board.
You could definitely see it that way. It instantly made Gao Yane this powerful figure in the capital, protected by the marshal's name.
Which means he's not just some spoiled rich kid. He's got real borrowed power behind his bad behavior. Okay, that context is crucial for the incident at the Yu Temple. Lin Chong's there with his wife and their maid, Jinner. Tell us about that initial clash.
It's incredibly brazen. Lin Chong's wife is just trying to go up the stairs, and this young man blocks her path. No subtlety at all. He just says, "You should go upstairs. I want to talk to you." It's pure entitlement, an immediate attempt to coerce her.
Wow. And Lin Chong, being who he is, a respected instructor, a man of honor, he sees this.
Oh, yeah. He reacts instantly. He grabs the guy, ready to deliver some justice. He even demands, quite formally, what's the punishment for flirting with a virtuous wife? Tiaxilang Kiz, Dang De Hezu. He's ready to throw down.
But then comes the moment, the pivot point.
The pivot point, exactly. Right as he's about to act, he gets a proper look at the guy's face. And boom, recognition. It's Gao Yane, the son of his Taiwei.
The son of the man he works for, who gives him his position.
And just like that, all that righteous anger just freezes. The hand is stayed not by fear of the man himself, but by fear of the system.
Let's talk about this kid's reputation, Gao Yane. What's he known for? The source calls him the Flower Taitsui.
Right, the Flower Taitsui Yane. It's such a descriptive nickname. Flower maybe suggests charm or just being flashy, but Taitsui is this fierce astrological deity, a force of destruction.
So a handsome disaster.
Pretty much. A menace wrapped in privilege. His whole reputation is built on using his adopted father's power to, harass and try to seduce or abduct other men's wives and daughters. He specializes in it.
And he gets away with it because nobody dares cross the marshal.
Exactly. He's got total immunity, not through any merit of his own, just inherited power.
And the text makes a point, right, that Gao Yane didn't even recognize Lin Chong's wife.
Yeah, that's key. If he'd known who she was, maybe he wouldn't have been so blatant initially, but he didn't care. She was just an opportunity.
So when Lin Chong confronts him, Gao Yane is just dismissive, calls him meddling.
Completely dismissive. And Lin Chong, he has to let him go. This is the cost of being inside that system. He literally quotes that saying, "Don't fear the officials, fear the one in charge." Upa Guan, Xing Pagen.
Because he's accepted favors, positions, the Kringshow.
Precisely. That kingshot, that acceptance, creates an obligation, a dependency. It effectively cancels out his right to defend his own wife's honor against his superior son.
How widespread was this? Was everyone in the capital caught in these kinds of binds, this king show system?
Oh, absolutely. Patronage was woven into the fabric of the bureaucracy. Getting a post from someone like Gao Taiwei was your career path, but it came with strings, invisible leashes.
So Lin Chong knows if he touches Gao Yane, it's not just his job on the line.
It's potentially his life, his family's safety, everything. So he chooses survival. Professional survival, maybe?
He swallows it. Just lets his anger turn inwards, leaves him feeling, as the text says, gloomy and unhappy.
Which makes the arrival of Lu Xun almost immediately after. Such a powerful moment.
Lu Xun, the flowery monk. He shows up, drunk as usual, ready for a fight.
He's the complete opposite of Lin Chong in this moment. He's got no political skin in the game, nothing to lose by being righteous.
He hears what happened and he's instantly furious.
Furious, ready to help Lin Chong fight. He shouts that he fears no Taiwei, threatens to beat Gao Yanni with his staff 300 times, he says. Pure, unrestrained justice.
But Lin Chong, he has to stop him, doesn't he?
Yes. That's the tragic irony. The victim, Lin Chong, now has to physically hold back his own friend, the force of justice he desperately needs himself.
He's protecting the very system, the very power structure that just allowed his wife to be assaulted.
It's incredibly painful to read. He has to protect Gao Yanni from Lu Jishen.
Okay, so Lin Chong is left seething internally, but the incident isn't over. That initial spark, it starts a fire. Let's move to segment 2. The conspiracy. Gao Yanni goes home, and he can't get Lin Chong's wife out of his head. The text says he's distraught and melancholy.
Yeah, he's obsessed now. It's not just fleeting lust anymore. It's become a fixation. And this is where the hangers-on smell opportunity.
Enter Richon, or Fuan, the opportunist.
The ultimate opportunist. Sees his young master is upset, figures out why, and immediately sees a way to curry favor. He's described as a dry bird head, which tells you a lot.
And his solution isn't subtle, is it? It's terrifyingly direct.
Not subtle at all. He points straight at Lin Chong's weakness, that dependency on the Taiwei, the king shell. He basically argues, look, Lin Chong's a good fighter, sure, but he cannot defy the marshal. So, let's get rid of him.
Get rid of him. Just like that.
Yeah, frame him. Rich Anne suggests exile, Sipei, or if that's not enough, well, Hai Lu Tuk Sing Ming. Kill him.
Wow. The stakes just went from awful harassment to premeditated murder incredibly fast.
Driven by obsession and enabled by power.
Yeah.
The tool they decide to use? That's the truly gut-wrenching part.
Lu Qin, Lin Chong's friend.
Not just a friend. The text says they were the best of friends, like brothers. Tai Lin Chong Zui Qi. But Lu Qin has a fatal disadvantage.
He lives next door to the Taiwei, proximity to power.
Exactly. And when Rich Anne and Gao Yanni lean on him, he's trapped. Brotherhood versus pleasing the powerful neighbor and his son.
And he folds. He chooses power.
He agrees to the plan. It's presented at him being forced, but he agrees. And the plan itself is just cruel. Calculated.
What are the steps? How do they set the trap?
It's a 3-step emotional manipulation. First, Lu Qin has to get Lin Chong out while he's still brooding and upset. Invite him for drinks at Fan Lu, a famous tavern.
Okay, get him isolated and maybe drinking.
Step 2. Gao Yanni hides inside Lu Qin's house in a private study, the Shonjie, waiting.
And step 3, the bait for Lin Chong's wife.
That's Richin's job. He goes to Lin Chong's house and lies. Tells the wife that Lin Chong suddenly collapsed while drinking, fainted, and needs her immediately at Lu Qin's house. Pure deception, playing on her loyalty.
Vile. So Lu Qin invites Lin Chong out. Lin Chong is depressed, complaining about serving petty people, Chuan.
Probably meaning Gao Yanni, maybe even Lu Qin himself if he sensed anything. He drinks a lot, like 8 or 9 cups. Then excuses himself to use the restroom, Jianshu.
And this is where the plan almost works, but for one person.
Jinner, the maid. She's the hero here. She must have sensed something was wrong with that fainting story.
She figures it out.
She figures it out, realizes it's a trick, and rushes to the tavern. She catches Lin Chong just as he's leaving. Tells him everything to lie, where his wife was taken.
Lin Chong must have gone cold.
Instantly. He sprints to Lu Qin's house, finds the door locked from the inside.
And he can hear.
He can hear the struggle, his wife yelling, "How dare you lock up a virtuous wife?" And apparently, Gao Yanni is already starting to panic, maybe begging her for mercy, realizing he's trapped in the room with her if Lin Chong breaks in.
Lin Chong shouts, demands they open the door.
And that's the trigger for Gao Yanni. He hears Lin Chong's voice, pure fury, and he knows he's cornered. He doesn't even try the door, smashes the window, leaps over the garden wall, Tiakanzuli, and makes his escape. Just barely.
So Lin Chong breaks in, finds his wife. She wasn't violated.
Thankfully, no. The text confirms she wasn't defiled. Gao Yanni was interrupted before he could. Well, before the worst happened.
But the damage is done, the betrayal, the terror, and Lin Chong's rage, the rage he suppressed at the temple. Where does it go now?
It explodes. He couldn't touch Gao Yanni at the temple. He couldn't catch him now. So who's left?
Lu Qin. Or at least Lukian's house.
Exactly. The symbol of the betrayal. Lin Chong draws his dagger, a Jiwan Jiando, a sharp dagger, and he just destroys the place, smashes furniture, tears things apart, unleashing all that pent-up fury on the only available target.
But it's not enough, is it? Smashing things doesn't fix the betrayal.
Not at all. So he takes that dagger and starts hunting Lukian. For 3 days straight, waits outside his house, waits near Fan Lu. He's consumed by this need for vengeance.
Where's Lukian?
Hiding. He fled straight to the Taiwei's mansion, safe under the marshal's protection, politically untouchable again.
And Lin Chong's wife, meanwhile, is trying to stop him.
Yeah, she's pleading with him. She knows this path, this open hunt for Lukian, will only lead to disaster for Lin Chong himself. It's impulsive, dangerous.
So he's stuck in this loop of rage and frustration, unable to get justice, unable to let it go. That sets up the fourth segment, an unsettling piece.
You could call it that. On the fourth day, who shows up again? Lu Zhishin.
His friend, the one who wanted to fight from the start.
Right, and they start drinking together. They go out day after day. And the text says Lin Chong gradually slows down his pursuit. Fang Man Lei.
So the drinking, the companionship, it works as a distraction.
As a distraction, yes. A
Yeah.
temporary balm. It diverts his energy, dulls the sharp edge of that immediate rage. It allows him to function, perhaps, but it doesn't resolve anything.
The injustice is still there. The betrayal is still there.
Exactly. And this is where the source offers that really profound, almost heartbreaking observation about the aftermath.
The final lines about the difference between the man's and the woman's experience.
Yes, it says something like, a man's sorrow can be scattered by friends, by laughter, by song. But only the woman's sorrow remains, silent, sickening her in the deep chambers. Gao Yanai. He gets sick, desperately sick.
And the source material is pretty clear, isn't it? This isn't like the flu.
No, it's all in his head. Psychosomatic is the word. It comes from his obsession with Lin Chong's wife.
Right, the one Lin Chong stopped him from harassing before.
Exactly. That frustration, that thwarted desire, it literally makes him ill. The text describes it pretty dramatically. Hot and cold fits, feeling full and starved at the same time. Basically neglecting food and sleep. White dump, as the classic phrase goes. Day forgets meals, dusk wastes sleep.
Wow. So he's convinced he's dying.
Completely. Thinks he's only got, half a year, 3 months left? Total despair.
And that despair becomes the lever, right? That's when the actual plotters see their chance.
Precisely. Liu Yuhu and Fu An. They visit the sick Gao Yanei, and they immediately see how to use this. They go to the old steward.
Bypassing the sun straight to the power structure.
Yep. And their pitch to High Commander Gao via the steward is just ruthless logic.
What do they say? How do they frame it?
They basically say, look, the only way Gao Yanin recovers is if you, High Commander Gao, learn the truth about this obsession, get rid of Lin Chong, and get the wife of your son.
Otherwise, he dies.
Otherwise, he dies. Simple as that. So it's not presented as revenge anymore. It's critical medical intervention to save the family line.
And High Commander Gao, does he buy it immediately?
Well, the text says he's conflicted. For a moment, he asks, how can I harm him just because of his wife?
But is that real hesitation? I mean, this guy has immense power. Couldn't he just make Lin Chong disappear quietly while the big show?
That's a great point. He couldn't just kill him openly. Lin Chong wasn't some nobody. He was a respected military instructor, loyal.
Okay, so an open murder would look bad. Politically risky.
Exactly. It might expose Gao's own petty motives, which isn't a good look for a high commander. So the frame-up, it has to be clean. It has to look legal.
So the hesitation lasts about 5 seconds.
Pretty much. He decides saving his son is way more important than sparing one Lin Chong. Approves the plan on the spot, tells him to get it done the next day.
Right. The moral hurdle cleared with terrifying speed. Plan approved. Now they need the bait.
Yeah, how do you get a high-ranking, probably cautious military guy like Lin Chong to just walk into a trap?
Especially after the previous trouble with Gao Yanai. He should be wary.
Well, maybe he should have been, but the text suggests he'd kind of let his guard down. He'd been drinking with his friend, the monk Zi Shen, trying to put it all behind him. A bit complacent, maybe.
Okay, so he's relaxed, vulnerable, and then the lure appears.
It's like something out of a play. A big guy selling a sword in the street, got the traditional grass sign indicating it's for sale.
And he's practically shouting that it's a precious sword that hasn't found its true connoisseur yet.
Perfect bait for Lin Chong. Because
Okay.
above all else, he's a professional soldier, right? He values skill, expertise, and fine equipment.
And this sword sounds incredible. The text really lays it on thick.
Oh, absolutely. Clear light seized the eye, cold air invaded the person. It's made to sound almost magical.
Yeah, like spring ice in a jade pool, auspicious snow on a Kyongtae terrace. It's presented as art, almost.
For a weapons expert, this is irresistible. And the seller even claims it's better than legendary swords from Antiquity Ta'ai, Jukwei, Moye, Ganjiang.
Hook, line, and sinker.
Totally. Lin Chong starts haggling.
Let's talk about that price. The seller asks 3,000 guan, drops it. Lin Chong offers 1,000. They settle at 1,500 guan.
That sounds like a lot.
It was an enormous amount. A guan is a string of 1,000 copper coins. 1,500 guan. That's likely years of salary for someone like him. This wasn't just buying a tool. It was a massive, passion-fueled investment.
And the seller sighs about selling gold as pig iron.
Yeah.
Classic sales tactic.
Right. But the key thing is why Lin Chong is so thrilled. It's not just the sword's quality. It's his ego.
Ah, how so?
He remembers High Commander Gao has a prized sword, too. One Gao wouldn't even let him see properly.
Now, Lin Chong thinks he's got one that's even better. He's itching to compare them. That professional pride, that desire to show off his connoisseurship.
Makes him completely blind to the danger.
Exactly. He's so excited, he apparently stays up all night, just looking at it, checks it again at dawn. He's got the bait, holds it lovingly, ready for the next stage of the trap.
His enthusiasm is the weak point they exploit, which leads us right into the trap itself, the mechanics of it.
Okay, so the next mid-morning, two attendants show up at Lin Chong's place.
Claiming they're sent by the High Commander himself.
Yep, saying Gao Qi heard about the new sword and wants Lin Chong to bring it over right away to compare it with his own. Says the commander is waiting.
Does Lin Chong suspect anything? I mean, two random attendants.
He asks a basic question, like, how do you know who I am? But they have a ready answer. Oh, we're new here.
And because he's so eager about the sword.
He buys it. The beautiful sword is practically pulling him out the door.
So they lead him into the residence, talk about the path they take him on. It seems indirect.
It is. Very deliberately so. They don't just take him straight to a meeting room. They guide him through the front hall, past a screen, into the rear hall.
Still no Commander Gao?
Nope. Then past 2 or 3 more doors, into an area with green railings. Always saying, he's just inside.
Why the scenic route?
It's disorientation. If they took him straight to the forbidden area, alarms might go off in his head sooner. This way, he feels like he's being led normally through the complex. It builds a false sense of security until he's deep inside.
Okay, makes sense. And then they tell him to wait.
Right. They say, wait here with the sword, we'll just go announce you. And he waits for the time it takes to drink 1 cup of tea.
Wait. Seems risky.
It serves 2 purposes, I think. 1, it makes the setup feel slightly more real. You often wait for superiors. 2, it gives him just enough time to start feeling uneasy on his own.
To look around.
Exactly. To look around after he's already in the trap.
And that's when he sees it, the sign.
The chilling moment. He looks up, maybe getting impatient, and sees the 4 big blue characters on the building's eaves. White Tiger Section Hall.
And for him, a military man, those words mean disaster.
Absolute disaster. He knows instantly what this place is. It's not just some office. It's the top secret military command center. The place for discussing battle plans, troop movements, treason, the highest security area.
So being found there, armed.
Under military law, it's basically an open and shut case of treasonous intent, attempted assassination. He knows in that instant he's been framed. His life is effectively over.
He tries to back out, right? But it's too late.
Way too late. The trap springs. High Commander Gao appears immediately. No pleasantries.
Straight into the accusation.
Drops the hammer. Lin Chong, without a summons, how dare you trespass into the White Tiger Section Hall?
He immediately frames it as an illegal intrusion.
And points straight to the sword. Carrying a sharp weapon. Making the implication crystal clear. Were you planning to assassinate me?
Just devastatingly direct. And Gao Q already has his cover story ready.
Oh, yeah. Claims he'd already received reports that Lin Chong was seen lurking outside the residence for days, harboring malicious intent. They manufactured the motive beforehand.
So Lin Chong tries to explain about the attendance, the sword comparison.
He does, yeah. But Gao Qi just shouts him down. Nonsense! Rubbish. Claims no attendant would ever dare enter his private hall.
Which conveniently gets rid of the only witnesses who could possibly back up Lin Chong's story.
Exactly. It's textbook abuse of power.
Yeah.
The rules, the location, they're all just weapons for Gao Qi now.
And then the arrest is immediate. No trial, no hearing.
None needed in Gao's eyes. 20 or more guards burst out from a side room. The description is brutal.
Like birds of prey.
Yeah, like a savage eagle chasing a purple swallow, completely like a fierce tiger devouring a lamb. He's overwhelmed instantly. Status, skill, none of it matters.
And Gao delivers the final awful irony.
Right. Saying, basically, you're a military instructor, you know the law, and yet you deliberately came in here armed to kill me. It seals the frame up perfectly.
And he's dragged away just like that. A career, a life, destroyed to satisfy an entitled son's obsession.
It really shows the terrifying efficiency when personal grudges get combined with institutional power. They couldn't fault his work, so they attacked his passion, the sword.
Right.
They used that passion to lure him into the one place, the White Tiger Section Hall, where his mere presence, armed, was an automatic death sentence by military law.